What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat. This is the Long Dark. We're about to get eaten by a wolf. Alright, off we go to Wolfenland. Let's see how this whole thing works out. You might think that that's just Finland that's full of wolves, but no, actually. Wolfenland is a completely different geographical area. Do they have wolves in Finland? We have timber wolves where I live. Not where I live. You gotta go south, I guess, to the mountains, but there's timber wolves. Big old bastards. Big old 200-pound wolves, man. Those things are horrifying. Like, you would not believe a dog could get so big. Like, it blows my mind to think we went from that to, like, Chihuahuas by selective breeding. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. 30,000 years of selective breeding, and we've taken that and we've turned it into a Chihuahua. Or into, like, a Pomeranian. That's not to discount the value of Pomeranians. Pomeranians are fantastic rat killers. If you've got rats and mice, your Pomeranian will kill those things in the most surgical, clinical manner you have ever seen. I've never seen a Pomeranian that did not kill squirrels and rats like they were nothing. Like my parents, I had a Pomeranian. I gave them my Pomeranian because I went to college, basically. Basically, I had a girlfriend. And girlfriend was like, I want to get a puppy because we're going to college and we're getting an apartment and everything else. And I was like, no, don't do that because we're going to be on campus like 8 hours a day. And she done did it anyways. Because, you know, let's not let a thing like logic get in the way of a poor life decision. Let's just torture the poor animal by leaving him locked up in the house 8 hours a day. And so anyways, we did that. We had alternating college schedules so that we could take care of the dog. But then we broke up. She promptly decided that the dog was my problem when we broke up and that I had the dog. And I was like, all right, well, I'm a dog person. I don't mind. I love animals, and so I'll take the dog or whatever. But after about 2 weeks of, you know, trying to manage the dog and also being in a lab doing research like 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, it just wasn't working. And so my buddy Tony had to go live with my parents. And that's where he lives now with his cousin, who's a Chihuahua. These are the saplings you're looking for right here. These should be the ones for arrows. These are going to be birch saplings. I believe you need maple saplings in order to... I think you need maple saplings in order to make the bow, and you need birch saplings for the arrows. That's okay. We'll grab these. Each one of these is going to be good, I think, for 2 or 3 arrow shafts, which will be nice. We'll get those dried up and ready to go so that the moment we have a bow, we can arm ourselves, make a bunch of arrows, and we can actually protect ourselves from wolves and stuff like that. If you can land headshots on the wolves, you can kill them instantly. It's nice to have a bow. You can also eat the wolves. It's risky. I don't really agree with this mechanic. I never really have. So all of the predators in this game have parasites in their meat. You can cook it, but the parasites are still in there. I don't agree with that. Parasites should not be able to survive cooking that's over like 150, 140 degrees. They should die off pretty quickly. That's why you get a fever when you have parasites, is it's your body trying to kill them off. But I get it. It's a balance measure to make sure that you don't just like hunt wolves, because wolves are very prevalent in this game. You can find them just about everywhere, and before they added the parasites to the wolf's meat, it was a little bit overly easy just surviving off wolf meat all day, every day. So like, I get why they did it. But for me personally, I've never really agreed with that mechanic just on a realism sense, because this game does a very, very good job at maintaining realism. And that's one of the few things that I'm like, but if you cooked the meat properly, like if I was eating predator meat, I would definitely cook it like well done, like medium well to well done. I definitely would not eat it rare. I would not recommend that. With deer meat, you could probably do it, but even so, with any type of bush meat or anything else like that, I personally would eat it well done. Even though I don't like my meals and my venison cooked well done, I would still do it just for safety's sake, because a parasite in this environment or any type of bacterial infection in this environment will kill you 100%. The last thing that you want to do is get giardia or any type of ringworm or hookworm or anything else from this environment. You will die. It will be slow, it will be painful, and it will be miserable, and you'll be better off just sticking a gun in your mouth, unfortunately. I know that's a very, very dark thing to think about, but you want to die horribly over the next month in agony, or you just want it to be over like that, you know what I mean? Because you're going to die either way. It's your call. There are some plants that you can drink that should kill off parasites and things of that nature. There are also, I guess, what is the plant that kills parasites? I'm trying to think of what it is. You can make a tea out of it, and it weakens the parasites, so they're much more likely to die. God, what is it? There's a plant, and I'm having trouble remembering the name of it. It's localized where I'm at in California, but, like, I can't remember. It's been too long since I've read my guidebooks. And ooh, a can opener. Very nice. That means we don't have to waste durability on our weapons and on our tools when we're opening up stuff. Good. This is going to be our forever home. This is where we're setting up base from now on. Everything we do will rotate around this location. We're going to build fires on both sides. We're going to have campsites on both sides of the building so that no matter where the wind is at, we can still cook and get things done. We've got a shooting guide right there. Might be helpful. Maybe. There's a fish hook over here. I do appreciate that because we are going to be doing a lot of fishing. We've also got some Aquapure tablets right there, some lantern fuel. Always check this location right here in the corner. There'll be a magnifying lens there sometimes, or it'll be up underneath. The magnifying lens, a fantastic spawn. Very underrated item that a lot of people don't talk about. But it means that if the sun is out, you can start a fire for free. It's a really, really good item that a lot of people just ignore because it's so infrequently sunny in this game. It's almost never sunny, but when it is, that match or those 2 matches that you save by starting a fire with your magnifying lens or the durability that you save off your magnesium striker, worth it. Worth it. The great limiter on an Interloper survival playthrough is the amount of fire-starting implements that you have, and anything that allows you to preserve your more valuable resources for longer is okay in my book. Let's go ahead and move all that stuff over to there. I'm actually going to put all these cans off to this side. We have a bedroll on this side. Very, very important piece of equipment. This bedroll right here has made it so that we don't have to worry about getting caught out after dark. We don't have to worry about where we're going to sleep. We now have a solution to that problem right up front. I'm going to start curing some of our goodies over here. So we've got a bunch of gut. All the gut's going to go on the floor right there. We've got furs. All the furs are going to go on the floor right there. We're also going to put all of the deer hides right there. I think we need another deer hide, but I also have a lineup on where we can get the 3rd deer hide. I believe we can either make boots or we can make pants out of the deer hide. The best ones that you can have on Interloper. So for the deerskin pants, we need 3. For the boots, we need 2. You can see how good those are right there. For the rabbit skin gloves, we already have everything that we need for the rabbit skin gloves, so we should be good there. They've added a rabbit skin ushanka. Very, very nice item. Wolf skin coat, also incredible, little bit heavy. They also have a bear skin coat, which is super good but incredibly heavy. And then there's the moose, which is in between these guys right here. We also, on top of that, have a moose hide satchel, which will increase your carrying weight. Nice thing to have. Once you start, you're going to need the carrying weight to be higher once you have heavier gear on. And so it's nice to have. For the area shaft, we have our... Did I pick up birch or did I pick up maple? I think I picked up birch. We need to cure that. I just remembered. I forgot. We got to cure the saplings. I'll put the saplings right here on the floor. Drop all those, get a little bit of weight up and off of us. We want to start storing some of our stuff for later. And so I'm going to go ahead and make a quick cut right here. Okay, so I've unburdened myself a little bit. We got our pile of fire stuffs over here. We got our water-making supplies. We've got all of our hides over here that are now curing and getting ready to go. We've got our saplings for our arrowheads and our arrow shafts. Sorry, just the arrow shafts. I put all my food inside of the cupboard over there, and we're looking good. At some point, we're going to want to sit down and tear this place apart for all of its resources. Basically all of the wood, all of the cloth, and everything else, but now is not that time. There's a bright, sunshiny day in front of us, and we should probably capitalize on that factor. So, let's bounce on out. We're going to go check the lake today. Grab everything up off the lake, and then tomorrow we're going to go out to the hunting lodge. This is the ski lodge. We're going to go out to the hunting lodge after this, and we're going to see what's available out there. I do want to pull all of the cattail stocks that I possibly can. This map doesn't have as many rabbits as some of the other maps. That is one of the difficulties you're going to have to deal with in living here. All of the rabbits on this map are going to be in kind of sketchy areas. So there are rabbits that are over by where the moose spawns, off to the back end of the woodcut. There's also rabbits that spawn out by the hunting lodge. I think there's rabbits that spawn over there in the back area of the lake, and that's pretty much it. We're going to have to be careful about the way we go about our business from here on in. Very, very careful. But if we see rabbits around, we'll kill them. I am excited about making the new hat and making the new gloves in a playthrough on YouTube. I think it's going to be pretty rad, and I'd love to bring you guys along for that experience. Let's check all of our little fishing lodges out here. I'm almost positive that I've probably missed a bunch of cattail stocks, but I just can't be bothered by it. To that I say, no mither. Let's continue. The lake, for once, is not populated by dozens of wolves, and so I think now is a really, really good time to strip this place clean of everything useful. I don't know what that noise was. Might have just been the wind. Must be the wind. Oh, good. We got another sewing kit. I was worried about leaving. We had like 5 sewing kits that I left back on Coastal Highway. And so I'm glad we found another one right there. Like 2 to 3 is really all that you need. You don't really need many more of them for an entire playthrough. But, you know, it's never a bad idea to have a few. We'll probably find a couple. And then we're also going to hit up the muskeg. The muskeg has a whole bunch of loot that's kind of hard to find, but definitely squirreled away. Some feathers over here. Yeah, let me get them feathers. Let me get them feathers, Chief. Gonna need a bunch of those. Nothing on that poor dead bastard who didn't make it on through. I'm sorry, bud. We are in Canada, after all. We have to give him the age-old Canadian salute. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. There's a wolf over here somewhere. I heard him. He might be further off to the right, though. Our temperature, we're probably going to get a little bit crispy today. We're probably going to get a little tiny bit cold. So we'll keep moving. We'll keep an eye on things. But I think it'll be all right. What I've always wanted is I've always wanted a game like this that takes place in Nevada where you're like a Native American, like in the 1600s or like the 1500s, and like your tribe or whatever is not around. Like you've been left behind due to a war or something like that. You just got to survive in the desert. I want that bad. I want it really bad. Preferably from the Hinterland developers, the people that made this game, because they know how to make a survival game. Other people will mess it up. Hinterland won't. I trust with what everything they've done with Long Dark. I think they've only made 1 or 2 changes that I've ever disagreed with in this game over the years of development, and I've agreed with every other change. I think one is the parasites in meat, and the other one is cabin fever. Those were the 2 changes that I never really cared much for. But there's such a small drop in the bucket by comparison to how much I love the game anyways that it doesn't matter. We may spend the night here. There's some sports socks. I'll probably just tear those up for cloth, in all fairness. Don't really need them. I don't see anything up and underneath all these cupboards. Oh, well. I was looking. I do need that cloth, and I do need to get some warmth back. So, we'll steal some cloth real fast. With the fuel still on me, I need to make a torch. And yeah, let's bang that out very, very rapidly. We've got to get our temperature gauge back anyway, so no biggie, no harm, no foul by chilling out right there for a minute. Perfect. And actually, I was expecting our full stomach to last for a day. Unfortunately, it didn't. I was hoping we'd get a lot more mileage out of it, but I suppose that's just the way that life goes sometimes. Books are great for starting fires. You should always bring books with you. They are basically the poor man's accelerant. I recommend always having some with you. Take a little turn real fast. Make sure there's not anything on the ground. Medicine cabinet? Anything in there? No? Alright, that's fine. That's fine. A little tinder plug right there for starting a fire just in case we need it. A little bit more cloth. I think we're probably going to harvest more than enough of this stuff when we go through the hunting lodge. I think we should end up with enough, but, you know, never hurts to kind of grab what you can while you're around. We're also going to need more metal to smelt down into arrowheads and things like that later, which is why you saw me cutting up that pail right there. There was probably another one inside that little area, but meh, I'll go back later. I'll go back later and circle around. We'll do like a full-scale scavenging run. A little cattail action over here. Extra 300 calories that we didn't have before. Hey, we got 2 cabins over here. Sometimes, like, so the game randomly generates, I think, each time that it plays, like, which ones are burned down and which ones are not over here. It's always nice when you get a couple that are not burned down. And some free firewood right there. Take that for sure. Because we are going to have to make a whole bunch of water pretty soon. And I would rather do it outside than inside. That's one of the big habits that you have to break when you get into Interloper, is you should do all of your cooking and all of your boiling outside. Never do it inside. This game becomes a constant struggle between you and cabin fever once you get further on in. And the more time you spend outside, the better. Is there something right there? I guess not. You got anything that can be salvaged in here? For metal, that is. I should be more specific. Doesn't look like it. Nothing inside the crates. A little bit of cloth right there that I'm going to bring along with me. We may be a little bit low on water. And we may have to put together a fire tonight. We've got enough. It'll last us till tomorrow if we really, really need it to. But I'm not like a risk taker. I don't like to ride the edge like that. I always like to have supplies available. Did I hit this one already? Or am I just having brain farts right now? Oh, okay. I didn't hit this one. It looks like it got the exact same loot spawn as the last one, though. Perfect. A little bit more of that to bring along with me. I will never turn down some free metal! Ever. You're not gonna die. I can virtually promise you that, man. You're not gonna die. I'm in control. I'm taking care of the situation. And you're gonna be alright. And we still have more work to do. As long as there is sunlight, we will continue to press our advantage on this map. Energy levels are looking a little bit bad, but I brought coffee along, so hopefully we don't gas out on our way. I'll probably hit this guy right here. Then we'll head back to our camp, and hopefully we'll be alright. Oh, that's a bear. Oh my god. Almost walked right into him. Luckily, I'm not carrying anything around with me that the bear's interested in, so we shouldn't have to stress about it too much. He smells food on you, and I'm not carrying any... Well, never mind. Veto that. I wasn't carrying food. Now I'm carrying food, so he might be slightly more interested in us now. No, we're still good. We're still good. Should I check the dead guy? Yeah, let's check the dead guy. Why not? We're getting a little bit tired. It's also an opportunity for us to get feathers. Nothing on Senor, dead guy. I would very much like to have these for later. Perfect. Kind of trying to pick this place clean right now while I still can. I don't like doing runs on camera where I go out to pick cattail stalks. It just doesn't seem like fun content to me, so I'd rather get it now than later. And these should be enough cattail stalks to last us a week or so. I haven't looked and seen what the over-under is on how many cattail stalks I have, but we should have a lot of them. If I'm not over 20, I'd be surprised. And since you use, like, I think 4 of them, 5 of them every night before you sleep, yeah, week's worth of food right there without me having to dip into my stored food stocks. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Like, someday, we'll eat all those chilies and all those tomato soups and all that kind of stuff. But that day is not today. That day is not today. I'm going to head on back to camp. All right, so we're sort of settled right now. I kind of want to go through, and I kind of want to boil a ton of water. This is my favorite spot for a campfire right here. Shh, don't tell anybody. It gives you pretty much 180-degree cover. Yeah, just use a cattail head, I guess. We'll use a book to start it on up, too. I don't know how much firewood I have on me, but hopefully it'll be enough to, like, boil more water than we're going to be able to use in weeks. If I can make, like, 15, 20 liters of water right now and just store it for later, that'd be great. That would help out tremendously. And honestly, I've got AquaPure tablets. I don't even really need to do anything too wild and crazy out here. We'll add a little bit of fuel right now, but in case the wind shifts on us, I'm not going to do too much. Hey. Hey. I guess I can just do it with this menu right here. We'll boil off a couple of liters of water right there. And I may make some Reishi tea and some other stuff just to level up the old cooking for a little bit. I don't know. So that's doing its thing out there. A lot of people complained about the cooking changes because they're time consuming or whatever. But honestly, it allows you to walk away from the fire and do other stuff. So I get what they were going for when they designed it. I understand what they were aiming for. I don't think I need much else. Let's get back outside and actually... How many Aquapure tablets do I have? We have 8 of them, and I think each Aquapure tablet does a liter. We may not even need to boil all this water. We may be living life in the fast lane right now. Alright, we're going to wait on this guy. I know, buddy old pal. I know. Alright, so that's going to be like 8 liters. How much does this purify? Let's find out. So with the Aquapure tablets, yeah, it looks like it does a liter each time. So these are very heavy. I would recommend you get them out of your inventory as soon as possible. They weigh a lot, and they tend to add up. And so I tend to just like use them as fast as I get them. Just purify the water real quick. Yep, gives us a liter each time. Each one's good for a gallon. Well, damn. Get it done, iodine tablets. Get it done. I actually don't think they're iodine. I think they're like charcoal and something else. Like if you wanted to purify water in real life, you would take alternating layers of charcoal crushed up into like charcoal sand and sand in a barrel. And then you would put a spout on the bottom of the barrel. And you would hook another barrel up with the exact same thing, but only sand in it. And then you would basically kind of like put it through like that. You kind of put the water through the top barrel. It filters through. It'll come out kind of brown but purified on the bottom layer. And then the second layer is just to get it looking like real water so that it's not all gross looking. I'm just going to leave those out there. I think that's fine. It's time for us to get some rest. It's late as hell, and I just don't feel like dealing with it. So we'll do it tomorrow. We're out of time for right now, I think. Yeah, 8 liters of water. Oh, yeah. There's really no reason while we're in our home base to walk around with more than like 2 or 3 liters on us because we're always within range of home and we can resupply. So I'll probably store this stuff up in the morning. We need to eat some snacks, though, real quick. We will get some herbal tea in us so that we can get our status back because it was a chilly day. We have 47 of those, eating 6 of them a day. That means that we're going to be able to chillax for about a week. Rest on our laurels for about a week. And tonight, I actually don't need to eat that many, so we'll probably eat 4 tonight. So there we go. We've got improved rest benefit. We got our bed. Let's get some sleep. And there you go. We're living large. It's the next morning, and we're doing all right. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. This is our how-to Interloper playthrough. It's going well. I'm really, really happy with the progress that we've made so far. I have no complaints about the way things are going. We're sitting on top of considerable food stocks right now, enough to last us 2 of these chocolate bars or 1 day. So we've got enough to last about a week right there, and we've got about a week of cattails. That 14 days should 100% buy us the gap that we need in order to get our weapons made so that we can start hunting and scavenging more efficiently. And then from there, it's just going to be coasting. I'll see y'all later. How you doing? Take care, everybody.